3, 2, 1.
We're back. This is Teresa, your girl with Ntheknow radio talk show, and we are back with our guests, Tarsha Cummings and Todd Cummings. Tarsha was talking to us about her book that she wrote and about her experience of having cancer, going to Spelman, her entertainment facility, as well as her being Miss Everything, Peach's Catering Company, and I'm not leaving out Todd right here because he's a part of all of that, but we're kind of interviewing her today. We're going to bring him back. It is her day. So one of the things you talked about, your struggles with cancer, but then you also mentioned prior, I guess, prior marriages or relationships, domestic violence, because you spoke at an event that Eva had hosted that was domestic violence, and you gave your story and left her in tears. So what's your story behind that?
Woo! That we can go on and on for days for that one, but I'll keep it short, give a synopsis of it. So my first marriage was, you know, everything that girl wanted, you know, the lovely-dovey in the beginning, and then things just changed dramatically. I began to find out how jealous he was and did not want me to be my own person, and I've been an entrepreneur for years, and so that was one of the main things that just blew him up, because of the interaction that I had with, you know, other guys, other customers, ladies. It didn't even matter if I was out or if I was, I mean, it became a stalking situation, and then it just changed when I needed to do something or go somewhere. He would just pop up just to make sure that I was there, and so I began to see these patterns and things, and then it just kind of escalated from, you're not going anywhere. You're not going to do this, you're not going to do that. So I began to struggle with my own identity at that particular point, just because I was trying to appease him, and I didn't want to cause any disruption in my life, in my marriage. And so, you know, growing up, you don't get a divorce, you don't, that's a no-no.
I guess I wasn't taught that.
Yeah. You know, some of us were, you know, in that situation, and so I was trying not to follow the pattern that I saw growing up, and I was trying to make it work and trying to be, you know, I just didn't want the status of, you know, being divorced, so I took everything, and so when it started to get to a point to where he would put his hands on me, and I was just like, okay, all right, and then, you know, of course they say, well, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it again, and me being young, I fell for it, and, you know, bring me some flowers and blah, 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 long story short. So fast forwarding, that individual almost killed me. He locked me in a trunk of the vehicle for 4 days.
Oh my God! And
they were searching for me, and just so happened they found me in the back of my car. And so that was a point, kind of a turning point for me. And then having children in the middle of that, I was afraid to leave, because he would say, well, I'm going to take this baby and you keep that baby, and, you know, it became a tug of war type of thing. So that was one of the main reasons why I stayed as long as I did. And just a lot of things just kind of happened in that marriage that, hindsight looking forward, you know, the control, I wasn't used to that, as far as being with being a young lady, and I wanted to do what I wanted to do as far as my entrepreneur, and so it kind of just was a conflict. But fast forwarding to my second marriage,
okay,
the second, you know, sometimes you have that.
Was that you?
No,
that's not him.
Oh, say the best for last.
Third.
Yeah, so
best third.
Fourth, fifth.
I'm a first.
First
and last.
First and real life. Okay,
right.
There you go. So I've been married 3 times. You know that.
Yeah, so, yeah. So my second one, you know, you fall for the same pattern.
Yeah.
And I would hear that all the time, but, you know, when you tell your story to one, they kind of manipulate you and say, you know, well, he shouldn't have done that to you, and then you turn around and do the same thing. It had gotten so bad, we got put out of the store because, you know, you would start arguments in the middle of the store. The managers would, you guys need to leave. I mean, it was just so much going on, and he was jealous as well. And I'm not for sure if it was something that I was doing, and that's kind kind of where I begin, okay, well, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm doing something. Maybe I shouldn't just put this on, or maybe I should just put a hat on and look ugly or whatever. But when I would try to look my best.
Ugly with a hat, you look cute.
Well, thank you. You know, it's just that you try to appease them.
Right.
And then you lose yourself in the interim. And so, with that being said, I've had a hanger, and this is kind of graphic. So, I had a hanger shoved up into me, which caused me to have some female problems. Oh, wow. And so that was some kind of the drawing point.
Is
for
he
me.
still alive?
He is.
We can't go get him. Justice. Okay, but
yeah. So. Those things, and so with that, because you get to a point to where, you know, they say, well, if I can't have you, nobody else is going to have you, or, you know, they're not going to enjoy you, and just those little things in the mind games that they would play. And so that, moving forward, I kind of got out of that. Just because I realized when I came into I was going down to court to file something, and I saw this big, beautiful array of flowers. It was so beautiful. And I just kept reading, and the sign said, he beat her over 1,000 times, but she got flowers once. And as I looked down, those beautiful array of flowers was sitting on a casket. That's when I woke up. Yeah. And I was just like, you know what? I don't want to end up in that position. And so I ended up, you know, getting this filing for a divorce. I was like, oh my God, this is my second divorce. They're going to think I'm just the biggest little, you know, growing up, because it was just, you know, that
but
was a no-no.
It is a stigma attached to that, because, you know, when I say I've been divorced 3 times, been married 3 times, you know, the eyes lift up.
Oh my God, yes.
Or it is immediately, what's wrong with you? And in your situation, I'll tell you, a lot of times people may say, oh, hers is an isolated situation and couldn't happen to this person or that person. I mean, I've been there. Yeah. One of my exes, and I don't name which one, it wasn't my last one though. It wasn't my last one. But one of my exes, when I divorced them, they broke in my house. I came out the shower and they were standing right there. And kept me captive for over an hour and a half. Yeah. Told me they were going to, you know, take me out. We can't be together. We ain't going to be together. You know, you can't nobody have you. So I talked him down. Yeah. I talked him down and was able to escape. Yeah. Tried to file with the police, and the police told me that, where's your bruises? Where's your marks? What did he do? Right. Did he hit you? No, he broke through the window. He came through. He held me hostage. Yeah. He said he was going to do this. He had a big old piece of crystal, you know. But they can't do nothing. Right. Right. You know, so I got a gun, learned how to use it. And said, if you come back through there, this is what you're going to be met with. So sometimes you have to take that in your own hand. But we as women, and it's not just women, I know men get abused too, but mostly it's the women, and it's just the mindset of finding, and because you that's why I say you really have to interview who you're going to be with, and be with that person a longer period of time to really know who that person is. I want to see, if I'm dating you, I want to piss you off on purpose and see how you react. Right. Because then I'm going to know. You
have to go through some things.
You got to go through some things to see how that person is going to actually react to a situation. So we as women, I think, I'm not promoting guns and things like that, but if you don't have one licensed to carry, you have to be able to protect yourself. You have to be able to take classes, things of that nature. And it's just not for being in a relationship. It's being out there. I mean, because you can go jogging now, and people pulling you off the jogging track trying to rape you and take you and rob you. You can be at the gas station just pumping gas. So you need to know, always be aware of what's around you and how to defend yourself. Right. I mean, your story is amazing. I'm sorry you went through it. Just like I'm sure anybody that's went through any type of domestic violence, abuse, verbal abuse, all of that, you know, of course we don't want that, you know, in our lives. And some people always say, well, why did you stay, or what this? You never know a person's situation and how manipulative individuals can be to make you even think you brought it on yourself, or you're trying to do this to make me jealous, or, you know, when you met me, I looked cute, can I stay cute?
Right.
What I got to change just so you can be okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's just things. It's a big topic. It's a big conversation, and you see more and more women losing their lives.
Absolutely.
You know, and you hear it on the radio all the time, like that shooting that took place in Plano, around the corner from my house, when the lady and the guy had got divorced, and those were his friends in there, and he was mad because she finally posted on Facebook she's having her first event, you know, as a single woman. All the friends are there. Nobody invited him, of course, and he couldn't deal with it, and he came and shot and killed everybody but one person. It's like men, I'm sorry to say this with you sitting here, but men lately be tripping a lot. I mean, it's like if you leave, they can't deal with it. And I think it's not just a one time, they just, you know, flip one time. I think it's something that's been in them this period of time, and we see little traits, but we'll be like, oh, girl.
We ignore it.
Yeah.
Males act like that, not real men.
Not real men. Males act like that. So you males out there, stay away from us because we carry. Okay?
Adversity brings out insecurity.
Yeah. And if you're not a strong man, don't go look for a strong woman because you're going to always have issues. If you're going to base who you are on who she is, and that you have to lower her to a certain level for you to be okay, then you need to work on yourself.
Right. Absolutely.
And women that y'all are out there abusing men, stop it. Just stop it, because they will not report it, because you know, it's like, oh, how am I going to go to the police and report that my wife keep beating me up?
Right.
What man is going to do that?
Right.
Yeah. So.
That brings us to the nonprofit,
which is?
Well, it's called We Are Her. It's a We Are Her Leadership Academy, and basically that's a mentoring leadership type academy based for girls that are in the 6th grade through the 8th grade. And right now we are operating in the school, Kennedy Curry Middle School, that's off of 20 and Bonneview. And so we meet with those young ladies at every Wednesday, just to kind of get in their heads and in their space, just teaching them hygiene, teaching them kind of everything that I went through, preventative methods, the traits of knowing that love tap is not just a love tap.
Because you know when she did that, you know she kind of pushed me, because y'all saw that. I was like, oh, don't nobody hit it.
That's the familiar touch.
So right there, Tarsha.
I know. I'm sorry. So, but that's the kind of the concept, because they begin to think that, oh, he's just playing. That's not what it is, and it starts there. And just by being in the school systems, we see how young the domestic violence is actually starting. I mean, from 5th grade, 6th grade. I mean, even in 4th grade, we have young men beating up girls in the hallway. And so just getting them to understand those and looking out for those pointers of where they should recognize that that's not what that is. And then also just teaching them about loving on themselves first before they go out and do all of that. Loving themselves and understanding who you are as an individual, as you are who you are as a young lady. Right. Teaching them how to be young ladies, because right now they pretty much teaching themselves. A lot of the young ladies are raising, or children for that matter, are raising themselves and raising their little siblings, and so they don't know that it's important to shave. They don't know the importance of hygiene. Just a lot of morals that, the disrespect that there is in the school systems. We had a young lady the other day just flat out cuss out the librarian. Oh, wow. I mean, and this is interaction that you see at home, because kids mimic what they see. And so they're bringing it in. And so our lost for words, I can't even think. Our purpose, thank you. Our purpose is to kind of counteract that. And since in the 6th through 8th grade they are still impressionable,
yes.
That's why we're in the school system, just trying to, you know, make a presence and be prevalent in their lives and let them know that there are young ladies, our leaders, because our young ladies are not being young ladies now.
Right.
They are some of the bullies. And they get caught up in prostitution rings and just all kind of different things that they shouldn't. And some of them don't know better. Some of them do, but those that don't want to be in that situation, we kind of go in and kind of try to, you know, divert them from that. So
that's good.
Some of them have heard what better is, but they wouldn't recognize it.
Yeah, we know what
seen
better.
anybody come back and say, "This is what better looks like."
Yeah, most definitely. Well, I just thank both of you, Peaches. I'm not supposed to call you Peaches. Let me call you. You really? I call them Peaches. Peaches. You missed the Peaches. Sound like my ex. I missed the end and all that. Yeah. Me and Erin were talking about that today. Oh, yesterday we were laughing about that. But yeah, sometimes the husband does get the identity of the wife.
Yeah.
Just like if it's reversed, then it's the identity of the husband on what he does. But y'all have an identity together,
right?
You know,
yeah,
so
when did that become a bad thing?
I know, you know, that's when God taught. You're a guy, so I have to be nice.
No, I'm just saying,
that's
it's
God
not wrong with being
I
Mr.
know.
Peaches.
It's not. It's not.
We're
it's a compliment because
right.
Number one, you wouldn't call her Miss Peaches unless she was doing something and doing something in the community. So she's earned that right, just like other women have. But I just want to thank both of you for coming on the In the Know Radio Talk Show, which is hosted by Y99FM, KYBS, and our call numbers are 99.9. And I definitely will have you back. I know she brought this book. Anytime somebody brings a book, what happens to that book? It stays with me. They sign it and autograph it and give it to me, and then I get to read it when I go to King Spa. So I read my books, and then I do a review on the book. So I'm going to only read page 99 and her stuff. So you sign that. So we're going to go ahead and sign up, bring you to a commercial break, and we'll be right back with our next guest. And I have coming up, let's see who is coming up. I have several guests. They're trying to kill me today. Okay, so my next guest. Oh, okay. Okay, I have her. I'm not going to tell you what her name is, but her last name is Gumbo. See you in a minute.
All right.